So here we have,
they had the issue of ideally trying to understand.
city has been categorized. There are forms which fall into easy category. There are forms which fall into medium category. And you can see the percentage of the forms, right? So there are very easy and there are complex and there are very complex forms. So this gives you a very good understanding, a very clear picture on how your entire environment is. So once you plan to do a redesign or a migration, it's easy to take a decision because you have the entire information right in front of you, right on a piece of paper, and you can then decide and choose the right path. This is on the percentage basis, and this gives you the number of forms present in the applications. So out of the number of files that has been processed by the forms assessment tool, 97.8% is the forms forms count. So 793 forms are present in the application that we have processed. And you can also see that it also gives you the attached libraries and the number of menu files. So it gives you a clear picture how many entire objects has been processed, and out of which how many objects constitute the forms and how many objects constitute the menu files. The next information that it gives you is the total number of components used in the entire forms application. So this might be useful when you actually do a redesigning, so that you can decide upon how many components need to be looked into, and how heavy the form might become if you are doing an upgrade, or how the components have to be redesigned when you are doing a migration. This assessment tool dwells deep into the current Oracle Forms application and gives you detailed information about the number of components used by the form, the number of record group present, canvases, LOVs, within each LOVs, what is the information within each record group, what is present, so on and so forth. So it basically gives you the entire hierarchy about a single form, and it goes deep inside each and every component. So let's say we go into record group, so you can then see what is the query there. So if you go into record group query, you can see the query. You can actually go and see the mapping columns right here. So it gives you the entire information. You need not go back to your forms application and see how the data is being mapped, which component is fetching which particular record, how the component is actually, what text is being contained within that particular component. It's right there in front of you. It shows you all the information. Similarly, the way it is showing the forms information, it gives you the detail on the menu files. All the menu files are present here. So each of the menu contains further menus, and you can see how many menus are there in each of the main menu. You can go and click the menus. Let's say we move into the finance. So you can see how many menus are there within the finance menu, and then it will show you the details within each menu. So let's say trial balance menu. It will show you there are 2 sub-menus inside it, and you can probably go and check the code within that. So this particular information is very important because it gives you the understanding which form is being called from which menu item. And right here in front of you, if you want to export this information, you want to see, you want to have it in form of a spreadsheet, you can export the entire information to Excel. It will give you the entire information you have on the screen into a spreadsheet, which you can utilize while you are making a report, while you are preparing a new architecture document, or you have to prepare some kind of correlation between the existing environment, how the environment might look once you are doing the 2B architecture designing. I mean, it's pretty handful. It's pretty easy to give you all the information once you have it handy. Brilliant. So now what I provided is my Oracle Forms FMB location. I provided the details of my schema, the number of schemas, the database connection details. So if I have a remote database and if the port is open, I can provide the details here. It can go and connect to the database, and I then need to provide the schema name and password so that the application can connect to the schema, get the metadata, and create relevant ADF business components. Now, right now what it is doing is it is creating the business components. It is then creating the ADF UI, which is .jspx pages, with the help of the metadata it captured from the FMB files. Now, this uses two sets of information. Set 1 is your Oracle Forms application. Set 2 is your Oracle Forms schema metadata. These two information put together helps the tool create the entire ADF project. Now, the only piece once you open in JDeveloper to see whether you have the entities and view objects ready to view is your database connection. You go to the properties, you enter the password here, which is just okay, success. You save it, right, and then let's go ahead and see. So you have all your JSPX pages created here, which is your UI. And if you go to the model, you have all your views created here. Now these views, you can see there are a lot of views, right? But if you see the number of entity objects, there's a pretty list. So your views, which is your view objects, are based on multiple view objects, can be based on a single entity object or one or more entity objects. But your view objects are the objects which help you view the data in the UI. So any modification or any update or any information that needs to be pulled from the database, or if it has to be updated to the database, it goes via view to the entity object back to the database. Okay, let's see, and I see what are the values there. Okay, so I have all the bindings right here. So I don't need to go and do my bindings. I don't need to do any change. This is a read-only. This is a read-only component, and I don't need to go and do the read-only. It's already there. Similarly, this is an editable component. I can go and make the changes to it. So this component was editable in Oracle Forms, and it is editable right here. So this gives you an application where you can actually see the result right away instead of waiting 3, 4, 5 months to see the first draft. It gives you right on the spot, and you can actually start working on this, and the entire process takes, from your Renvi tool and getting your application live, it drastically reduces the entire process. It drastically reduces the process.